Hey y'all, I'm your host Gian Abdallah. Welcome back to another episode of With the Waves. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a reoccurring listener, welcome back. This podcast is kind of a way to navigate your 20s. It's just some place where we can all just kind of feel heard or just maybe have the same ideas, questions, all that jazz. So let's just navigate our 20s together. So with that being said, this episode is basically going to be about how we are made up of people from all around us, but that shouldn't stop us from being the person we want to become. So let's get started. Funny thing, I feel like I always have a coffee when I'm recording a podcast because I'm so like slumped, and then when I make a coffee I'm like, let's do everything. Especially since I've been starting to have espresso because I got my mom an espresso machine, and let me tell you, my heart's pumping. The difference between espresso and cold brew is extensive, and you know what, I'm a fan. I actually really love espresso. I think I just had to get over the taste of coffee. Spare me. I know I'm just a person who enjoys a kick of coffee, but also at the same time, if the coffee's too acidic, you know something's wrong. I don't know. I've been a coffee guru lately because I've had to learn how to grind the beans, a whole thing. Like it is really. But now I could put a barista on my resume because Lord knows how hard that was. So like there's an internal grind, an external grind, and then you got like the pressure. It's crazy. Anyways, let's go back to what I said before. Let's restate that phrase. We are made up of people all around us, but that shouldn't stop us from being the person we want to be. Growing up, my mom always told me we are basically basically just like a mesh of like our 5 closest friends. So every time my mom said that, because she'd be like, it would just be my attitude, but she would just be like, in high school especially, she'd be like, who are you hanging around with? Like, why are you acting this way? Like, da-da-da-da. And so I'm over here like expecting to be. Anyway, so my mom basically just stated that like the 5 closest people around you are who you are. Right? So growing up, I always made sure that the people around me were somewhat driven, like nice, all the like good attributes. And so when I found myself around people that I was like, I would not want to be that person, I would always like kind of lay off on that and just like stem away from it. Now, in those moments, you're surrounded by people that you're driven by, right? Like you always, like when you're around people that make you want to become better, you kind of surround yourself with them. And so I always kind of look for those people, and in a sense that can help us when it comes to becoming the person we want to be. But at the same time, there's another side to this phrase where we are surrounded by so many people that it can either make or break our lives. This is why in your 20s, it's really important to spend time with yourself. And when I first like kind of started just like doing things on my own and hanging out by myself, I was like scared. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, why am I so nervous? Like, get that thought out of your head. Because once I started doing stuff by myself, I was having so much fun. Because realistically, like there was moments in my life where, so I went to a museum recently, and then I went to, where did I go? Just like all these places, the farmer's market, and like I wanted to go with people, one, because it's more fun, but also there was moments where I could like didn't go because those other people didn't go, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I could go by myself. Why am I not just enjoying my time by myself? And there's a difference between lonely and being alone. For example, being alone is great, because personally, I'd rather hang out alone than with someone that be ruining my vibe. Just saying. So anyways, the reason why it's so important to hang out with someone the reason it's so important to hang out by yourself, kind of understand yourself as a person, understand like who you want, what your hobbies are, what books you like to read, what shows you're interested in, your music. It really is like who you are as a person. And it's really important for not even in your 20s, but your whole life. Baby, I'm only 20, but like I know damn well at 50, I better know who the fuck I am. I better be sad, and I better be chilling with who I am as a person. Like I better not be having some self-conflicting thoughts. regrets, you know? Like, I just don't, I really am hoping, I'm doing this for myself now, so in the future, I'm not questioning where and why I chose certain paths to take, you know? Like, I just hear so many stories about being 15. You're like, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Like, every older person that I speak to, they always are saying, oh my gosh, like, I wish I did that. Baby, I don't want to wish nothing. I really hope I just, like, am living the life. And I'm so grateful that I even have the opportunity to live a life that I can look back on and have nostalgia on, which I've been really grateful recently. That's something I've been really grateful about. But damn, going back, finally, the reason it's so important. You want to have a good self-identity about who you are as a person and not become the thought of other people, if that makes sense. So sometimes I think, and I'm like, you know, when you get compliments from people and they're like, oh, you're so funny, you're so pretty, you're so this, you're so that. Once those compliments go away, who are you? Who are you? What do you think of yourself? How do you think of yourself? Do you think highly of yourself? The question that prevails. And so I thought to myself, because realistically, I was having this conversation out with myself, and I was like, who am I? Like, what type of person am I? Am I funny? So I've been like really internally, which I don't need to be all up in my thoughts, please. But I do need to kind of analyze like who I want to be as a person and go forward, because recently I've been obviously like wanting to hang out with friends and go out and do all that stuff. But I also am like, do I want to, a part of me is kind of distracted because I'm like, do I want to, because really, like, I don't have fun when, like, I do have fun when I go out, but I don't. Like, I'll drink and then I'll get to a good amount of drinking and I'll be like, good. And then the next morning I'll be like, oh, damn, I did that. So it's tough because I'm like, do I just say YOLO? Fuck it. And just, like, live the life so that I can have stories to tell? Or do I play it safe? But, like, what even is safe? Because nowadays in this generation, nothing's safe. You got diseases, you got pesticides, parasites. Like, oh my God, it's not even safe out in the streets of Chandler. And Chandler isn't even scary. Like, but I thought to myself, I was like, okay, I know. I always told myself, I was like, which I don't know, this doesn't come out narcissistic, but no, it's not you. I always told myself, like, I know I can carry a conversation, and I know that if someone doesn't like me, that's crazy, because it takes a lot for me to crack and be rude to someone. And so if I'm ever rude to you, it's because you've done something that I don't respect. And so you're going to get the side of me that no one really likes to see. Let me tell you, my service job, people do see that side. But there's a difference. If you're misogynist and racist, I don't waste my time on you. Anyways, don't need to get into that. But so it comes to a point where I was like, okay, I know these certain attributes about me are great, and I know it's who I am as a person. But it's like, I was recently thinking, like, God forbid, I put my phone down, right? I put it down, and I was like, oh God, there's no way. I don't have any hobbies. I don't have any hobbies. What, I read? I should be reading. God, my attention span has gone so bad. I've resulted to, I think I might start reading romance again. Like, I think for me, it's like when I read, I want to learn. But also, romance is great because it's kind of like just like a distraction from like the reality, obviously, because those romance books just began me. But it's like, I want to start reading to retain knowledge. Like, I want to be that girl where it's like, if you're having a conversation, I could be like, boom, 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 if it's like facts. Or I could be like, oh, did you know? I want to be the random facts type of girl. Like, that's who I want to be. And so I obviously need to start just like doing it, because I'm going to be so honest, you need to fake it till you make it. Whoever you envision yourself to be, you can be. It's never hard to go from point A to point Z. It's never. Obviously, you're going to have A, B, C, D, L, M, N, O, P. Come on now. But you realistically can become the person you want to be. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, but you can be that person within, like, hearing people's stories. Okay, so basically, right now, I've been really invested in Benito Skinner and, like, his overcompensating show on Amazon Prime. So good. But he was kind of talking about, I've been loving all the podcasts he's been on recently, and it's like actually so cool about how much he shared about this process, because he's originally like on TikTok and all that, like or on the media or in the media. And so when he came out with this show, he started writing the script in like 2020. It's 2025, and now he's like getting all this like praise and just like how good the show is and just all this. And obviously people could be paying attention in the like 5 years ago, but with COVID, like obviously everything was crazy and up in the air. But the fact that it's just been taking 5 years and it's still going is like insane. Like, it's just a reminder that not everything is handed to you, and not everything is easy as that, or easy as you think it's gonna be. So once you kind of get that in your head, it's more of a, okay, now you just have to be passionate about what you're doing. And if you know you can do it and you want to basically live that life, you got to go for it personally. And so then I was like, okay, I don't have any hobbies. What do I want to do? So I'm like, okay, I made a 30s for before 30s list, because I saw Joey Grizaldi's, yikes, whatever, that guy from The Bachelor. I forgot his name. I don't know. Can't remember his last name off the top of my head. But I saw that he made a 30s for 30 list. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh, I really want to accomplish a lot before 30. But like in a sense of like, it has a lot to do with travel. It really does. Like, it has absolutely nothing to do with, well, no, it does have some things, but like literally I'll name a few. Mardi Gras in Louisiana. Like, I really want to do that. I feel, okay, so my 30 before 30s are like honestly really achievable. Like, well, and then here I am, Forbes 30 under 30. Babe, who knows? But a lot of it is just like traveling and like taking up a sport. Go to a Coldplay concert. I fear they're getting old. I need to get on that. But every time I go on their website, they're sold out. So I'm just like, how unless I just find like cheap tickets, I like for one person, maybe like I'll just buy a random ticket. Like, I don't know. But that's my main goal. I've been looking every time. Ooh, attend a fashion week. I think that'd be fun. A lot to do with traveling, but hey, that's the life I want to live, so spare me. Actually, don't spare me. I don't give a fuck. Now, kind of going back about how like people talking about you in the sense of who you are as a person, how it can get to your head, and like once you start thinking about, so there's times where like people speak to you and it'll say like, oh, you're too sensitive, oh, you're too this, you're too nice, and so like you kind of overthink about that, and it becomes like who you are as a person, and you shouldn't allow that to kind of overwhelm you to then take you away from who you are truly meant to be. And it's really corny, like this whole podcast right now, because it's like, what do you mean I don't know who I am as a person? Genuinely when's the last time you sat down with yourself and you asked yourself your questions? I have like cards, I think, in here. Wait, I don't know where they're at, but they're the self-reflection cards from We're Not Really Strangers. And there's couples, they have the self-reflection one that I have, and there's a couple other ones, but they are so deep that I like, when I ask myself these questions, I'm like, wow, I didn't even really like think about that. Like, what do I like? Because at a certain age, you got to start like, if you're put in situations, you got to really analyze and figure out if you're into it or if you're not. And obviously my rule is try everything once. But there are times where I'm like, I'm never going to try that, just because I know in my head, I'm like, I know I'm not going to like that, so I'm not going to try it. I mean, try once as in like maybe some foods, maybe some foie gras, maybe some, I don't know, but it's definitely nothing like, like that's where it's important, where you need to know yourself deep down, is you need to know specifically like your intuition. You need to be in tune with that. You need to let yourself know that from the get-go, you look at something and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling the vibes, I'm feeling a little off, you got to dip. That's really important. I've been trying to really get in tune with like how I feel in certain situations and in social situations, because I don't want to be, and obviously I'm just like, I want to give it a chance. So my rule is I'm there for an hour, and if in 1 hour I'm not having fun, bye. bye. But it's also hard because there's moments where I'm not having fun, but I'm like, I like hanging out with the people. Does that make sense? Where it's like the vibe is not fun. Well, I don't know how to explain that. I'll retract my response actually, because obviously I'm having fun with the people, but I guess the environment is just not my cup of tea. Like, I'm actually so pissed at myself that I literally can't stay up later than 11:30. Like, I'll go out with friends and I like don't go out. Like, I'm like, by 12 by 12 a.m. swear to God, I literally, something switches and I just am like, okay, because I know I can. Another thing about me, I hate sleepovers. Like, and not in the sense of like, let me rephrase. I hate sleepovers when it comes to like knowing that my house is like, at least if my house is 30 minutes away, bye. I'm going home. If I obviously am like intoxicated, I obviously won't drive home. But if I'm that's why I don't. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't drink. Well, no, I do. But I don't drink anymore when I go out because I'm like, oh, my house is 30 minutes away. Like, I can go home and go to my own bed and just sleep peacefully in the middle of my bed, sprawled out. Swear, I was telling my mom the other day, actually. I swear, I'm like, when it comes to meeting a man and having a husband, I told her, I was like, I kind of want 2 rooms. Why? I was actually thinking about that because I know probably the man will just let me handle like the decor, but I don't know. I just really don't want, no. I just want my own space. Like, I just want, like, because if you know me, if I need to, like, literally de-shed and just enjoy my alone time, I literally close my door and I'm, like, just laying on my bed, just, like, on my phone to, like, digest everything and just, like, let my day's worth go through. Which I don't think it might be healthy for me. But at the end of the day, it's my life and I don't really give a shit. That's one thing that I probably should work on, is the way I just close off to people. But I enjoy that stuff about me. Oh, I enjoy that about myself because it, like, genuinely, if anything's wrong with me, I just need to, like, be alone. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I literally just need to, like, no one talk to me. Like, bruh, if I'm ever sad and someone's like, are you okay? Like, I'm trying to be more empathetic nowadays. I really am. Because if you know me, I don't do emotions. And it's been really tough for me because I do want to be that girl where, like, people, and I think the reason people do come and talk to me is because I am very, well, people have been telling me I have a very calming aura, which period. But that, I guess it's because I'm more of a listener than I am like a someone who fixes things. Because, like, realistically, like, I don't want to give you the wrong information and I just don't want to be like, oh, you should do this. And, like, they come back and they're like, well, fuck, you know? So I just literally let them vent. I'm more of like a venter. Just let all your information in. And I will be honest, half the time I might not even be listening. And it's not a bad thing. It's just like, I'll listen at the key points, but there might be like little things that slip through my ears. And that's okay. But anyways, I've been really trying to get into my emotions recently because I want to be that person where it's like if you know me too, I don't do hugs. We've talked about this before. We have. Yes. I don't know why I don't do hugs. I do want to be a hugger because I don't think it's a bad thing. I just don't do hugs. Anyways, so kind of retracing her steps because you know what, me, I don't just have one path. I kind of go all over the place just to keep it exciting, just to keep you guys on your toes when it comes to this podcast. But the reason it's so important you need to be alone and kind of understand the person you are is because when you get to a certain point in your life and you realize you are being a person to please the people around you, those aren't the right people to be around. You should not be fixing yourself for other people, because at the end of the day, you're going to analyze the way you act. And that's a worser feeling than just like leaving a friend group that isn't good for you. Because who are you to say? Like, who are you? I don't know. Oh my God. So recently I've been like really into this phrase called, what? No, it's like, oh, who is you? Anyways. Because in this day and age, I think our generation has come to terms that like we are at ends meet. People are questioning like the 9 to 5. People are questioning everything about our economy, about our government. So it's very important that we focus on like who we are as a person, what we truly want, because we only have one life. We only have one luck of the draw. So when it comes to the way you perceive life, the way you perceive yourself, and the way that you perceive everything around you, basically, it's really important to take the time and figure out what you truly want. Because again, the way you perceive life is the way it perceives you. So if you hate your life, baby, it's going to hate you too. Be nice to your energy. Be nice to whoever you believe in, the gods. Because if you actually are thinking to yourself like, ew, there's nothing to do today, I'm so bored, like, hate this life, hate you, everything, hate, baby, the reason you hate is because you literally are so like, what's that one thing where you talk to flowers or something and you're talking shit and they're not gonna grow? Be nice. That's my mantra recently. Like, I've been hearing it around the house and I'm just like, guys, be nice. Probably because all the kiddos are in the house right now, so it's a little bit the tension is high. But I guess I didn't give you a life update. Doing traveling this summer. Basically my plans for the summer is tan. I need to make a bucket list, actually, like for real, bring bucket list back, because well, I literally have a 30 before 30, but like summer bucket list, like where it's like night swim, drive-in movie, swimming period, like just hang out with new people, like all these stuff. I actually need to make it fun and like colorful. Maybe that'll be my new like oh my god, I have my glasses on. Maybe that'll be my new vibe for the summer, is just kind of like making a list, especially since I'm leaving in September. Like I need to do a lot before I bounce. Oh my god, it's so stressful. I'm actually not stressed at all. This is the most sure thing I've ever been. Like I was telling a friend the other day, this is the most sure I've ever been about life, is like moving abroad, moving to Europe. Like something in my, like people have been asking me, they're like, are you scared? Are you nervous? No. Like the reason I get anxiety is because I'm like, oh my god, new people, like obviously when it comes to that day, I'm going to be a little nervy. But right now, like everything's gone so smooth, thank God. And then also just like, I don't know, I have no ounce of regret in my body. Like I'm genuinely so excited. And yeah, is it the right path? Bitch, there isn't no right path. That's one thing I need to get reminded myself, is there is no set path. You can have fun, and you know what? Whatever path you take, it's good. If you're happy with the path you take, that's good. If you're not, it's time to turn left or right, baby. Going straight is not going to lead you anywhere, but probably, I don't know actually where it would lead you, into the sunset, which is great too if you really want that. But sometimes you need to take a turn or two. Let the wind take you. Let the wind just drive you up and down the road, you know. Enjoy the scenery while you're at it too. Because who knows how much longer we're going to have this earth the way that we be treating it. Anyways, that's enough life update for me. No boys, no prospects, if that's what you were thinking. What else? I've been in a silly, goofy mood this podcast episode, but so if you hear all my voices, my accents, sorry. Yeah, no updates over here. I guess I hope I have more soon. But with that being said, thank you for listening into this podcast episode. I was your host, Gianna Abdallah. If you liked it, please share, comment, subscribe, like, rate, get this on the board, if you know what I mean. I'm just kidding. Yikes, ew. But with that being said, have a great day. And don't forget to go with the waves.